and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and this is your Teacher Aubrey on your screen. So for today's video, meron naman tayong bagong lesson at ang lesson ito ay yung akala nyo pinakamahirap pero madali lang. Algebra. When we think about algebra, the first thing that we have in mind is very or sometimes tinatahan tayo lesson nga ato ti hugot nan. But through this vlog, malay mo mag-ibang pananaw mo, di ba? So we will be having 3 topics for this lesson, and the first one is an illustration and differentiation of related terms in algebra. Next is to translate English phrases to mathematical phrases and vice versa. And then the third topic is on the evaluation of algebraic expressions. Without so much ado, let's proceed to the lesson. Okay, so for today's lesson, we will be having the illustrations, translations, and evaluations of algebraic expressions. So this is our module for this week. And after going through these modules, you are expected to illustrate and differentiate related terms in algebra, where a raised to n is a positive integer, constants and variables, literal coefficients and numerical coefficients, algebraic expressions, terms and polynomials, numbers of terms, degrees of the term, and degree of the polynomial. And then we will be translating English phrases to mathematical phrases and vice versa, and evaluate algebraic expressions for given values of the variables. So without so much ado, let's proceed to the first lesson, which is illustrate and differentiate related terms in algebra. The language of algebra. Just like any other language, mathematics has also its own language, wherein our language are stated in symbols or in words, but most of the time they are in symbols. So let's have the first term, which is the algebraic expression. It is a group of terms separated by the plus or minus sign. For example, the following. Constant. It is a number on its own and has a fixed value. Variable. It is a symbol, usually letters, which represent a value of number. Base. It is the repeated factor in a term. It can be a variable or numerical. Exponent. It tells the number of times that the base is used as a factor. And then lastly, term. It is a constant or a variable, or constants and variable multiplied together. The term's number part is called the numerical coefficient, while the variable or variables are called the literal coefficient or coefficients. When classifying polynomials, we have to consider 2 factors. The first factor is on the number of terms. If the polynomial has only one term, it's like this one, it is called monomial, based from the prefix mono, which means only one. If there are 2 terms, it is called binomial. 3 terms, trinomial. 4 or more terms are called multinomial. And the next factor that we consider is the degree, the largest exponent of the variable. For example, this one, negative 24. Negative 24 does not have a variable, so it is 0 degree. which means negative 24 is a constant. 2x minus 8. Well, we have a variable there which is x, and we all know that if a number does not have an exponent written, it is automatically 1. So it is a linear polynomial. Next, we can see that the degree is 2. So if the degree is 2, it is quadratic. If the degree is 3, it is cubic. If the degree is 4, it is quartic. If the degree is 5, it's quintic. So let's have examples. Example number 1 is 3m raised to 5 minus 2y plus 1. We are to determine the bases, exponents, constants, variables, terms, numerical coefficients, and literal coefficients. So, based on our previous knowledge on the algebraic terms, bases are those numbers written below. For us to be easily... Okay, so below, sabi ko na lang para mas madali nating maintindihan, no? Lahat ng nakasulat sa baba. So, we have 3m, negative 2, y, at 1. Yan. Yan sila. Lahat ng nakasulat sa baba. Ito, 3m, 2, pero negative yon, so negative 2, y, tsaka 1. And then exponents, those numbers written on top. So we have 5 and 1. Kasi yung variable dito, walang nakasulat, so automatic na 1. Constants, ito yung mga number na naka-fix. So we have 3, ito, fix itong 3 na to, fix din yung negative 2, at fix din yung 1. Variables, ito yung mga letters. We have M and Y. Terms, when we say terms, they are separated by the plus and minus. So we have 3 terms here, 3m raised to 5, negative 2y, and 1. Numerical coefficients, these are the numbers in each term. So ito, 3, ito, negative 2. Itong 1, hindi ko na isinulat dito kasi wala siyang variable. Pag walang variable, meaning hindi siya classified to be numerical coefficient or literal coefficient. Yun. Basta may magkatabi lang. And then, literal coefficients are the letters in each term. We have m raised to 5 and y. So, dito ka na mag-focus. When we say numerical coefficient and literal coefficients, just look at the terms. And the next is on the classification. Based on number of terms, we have 3 terms, 1, 2, 3. It is called trinomial. Based on the number of degree, the highest number of degree is 5, and we considered it as quintic polynomial. Let's have another example. 7x cubed plus 2y. Of course, we are to identify the bases, exponents, constants, variables, terms, numerical coefficients, and literal coefficients. The bases are those numbers written below. So we have 7, x, 2, and y. Then we also have exponents. Exponents are those numbers written on top. So 3 and, of course, 1. Automatic yung 1. And then we have constants. Constant yung number na naka-fix. We have 7 and 2. And then variables, these are your letters. X, y. Yan. Terms. We have 2 terms there. We have 7x cubed and 2y. And then numerical coefficients, dito ka mag-base. So, yung numerical coefficient mo is 7 and 2. And then, your literal coefficients, again, dito ka mag-focus sa terms. We have x cubed and y. Tanggalin mo lang yung mga letters. Pag numerical, number. Pag literal, letters. And then, classification, according to the number of terms, dalawa lang. Ito, 1, 2. Ito lang, 1, 2. So, it is binomial. In terms of the number of degree, the highest degree is 3, so it is cubic. Next, let's have the translations of English phrases to mathematical phrases and English sentences to mathematical sentences. That's lesson 2. Just take a look at this portion. Okay, so let's have the following examples. What operation symbol is used in the following? When we say added to, of course, it is plus. The ratio of, meaning it's division or divide. Diminished, in Ilocano, napukawan or naikatan, so it is subtraction or minus. Product, of course, yan. Sum, yan. Difference, less. Is less than, ganyan. Yung kabaliktaran naman niya, yung greater than. Is at most, is at least, ayan. Is not equal to, ganyan siya. Is greater than or equal to, ayan. Is less than or equal to, ganyan. Then let's have another examples. Let's translate mathematical phrases to English phrases. So we have in number 1, as you can see, you can read it as 5 minus a number. Kasi yung a number na hindi mo alam ay nire-representa ng x or variable x, hindi yung x mo sis. We can also write that as the difference of 5 and a number. Also, the second one, it is read as m squared minus 5 or the difference of m squared and 5. Another example is number 3. As you can see in that part, x plus y equals 23. But in algebraic expressions, we can say it as the sum of a number and another number is 23. Because a number, it is represented by x, which is the unknown, and another number which is again unknown and we don't know the value, so it is represented by y. Next example is 2x minus 5 is greater than 12. Ganyan siya. Or twice a number minus 5 is greater than 12. We also have number 5, which is 5 minus a number is less than or equal to 11. And then the next lesson, evaluating algebraic expressions. This is now our last lesson. Substitution is the process of replacing a variable with a real number. The process of determining the value of the algebraic expression is called evaluation. There are 2 steps in evaluating an algebraic expression. The first one is replacing the variable by the given number value or substitution. And then the second one is performing the indicated arithmetic following the order of operations. When we say order of operations, these are your GEMDAS. GEMDAS stands for the groupings, exponent, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Evaluate the algebraic expressions below. If x equals 3, y equals 12, and z equals 8. So example number 1 is 4z plus 8 minus 6. So the first thing we need to do is to substitute the values of the variable. So based on the given z equals 8, so papalitan natin yung z ng 8. So ganyan siya. I-copy natin lahat except for the variable which is papalitan natin or isa-substitute natin yung value ng 8 sa z. And then proceed with the operation GEMDAS. Unahin muna natin yung multiplication. So, yan. 4 times 8 is 32 plus 8 minus 6. And then, addition. And then, subtract. Finally, your answer is 32. Next example. Number 2. 5z divided by 4 plus 5x. So, the first thing we need to do is to substitute the values of z and x. So, yung z ay 8, yung x ay 3. And then, proceed with the GEMDAS operation. Unahin muna natin yung mga multiplication. So, ayan. 5 times 8 is 40 divided by 4 plus 5 times 3 which is 15. And then, proceed with division. 40 divided by 4 is 10. Then copy plus 50. And then last operation is addition. So, your answer is 25. Next example. X cubed divided by 3x. Ayan. Substitute mo lang sis. And then, syempre, groupings, exponent. Ayan. So, 3 times 3 times 3, it's 27. And 3 times 3, it's 9. And then the last operation is division. 27 divided by 9 is 3. And that is now your final answer. Now, it's your turn. Open your modules and do the activities assigned to you by your teacher. Thank you for watching and God bless you all. So that ends our lesson for today and I hope you learned something. Well, our next lesson will be on the operations of polynomials. Stay updated and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe and click the notification bell below for more updates and more videos. This is your Teacher Aubrey signing off.